Hello everyone, Bhavna Gunwani this side. Today in this session we will talk about operators in Java. Operators are symbols that are used to perform operations on the basis of operands. For example, there are arithmetic operations that they helps in performing doing calculation, comparison and evaluations onto the operands as well. Taken from other languages and behave as expected. It means that all the programming languages has different category of operators, and there are some common operators like arithmetic, relational, logical, ternary and unary operators. Can be categorized in the following groups. As I discussed, we have the categories where we have arithmetic operators to do the calculations, relational operators to do the comparisons, logical and Boolean expressions, bitwise operators, assignment operators, type information or a kind of instance operators, and so on. We'll discuss moreover categories in this session. So let's begin. Hello everyone, Bhavna Gunwani this side. Today in this session we will discuss about arithmetic operators. So here we have plus, minus, multiply, divide and modulus that helps in performing the arithmetic calculations. Let's take certain example to understand how they can be achieved in real time. For example, I have a floating value called selling price as a variable that takes 580.45 F. Then I have a floating value called cost price. We can also call it as a listing price which is available 587.36 F. So here we can calculate the discount, which is equals to listing price minus selling price. Once this calculation is performed, that will be divided by listing price. And after that, we wanted to calculate the percentage. So we will be multiplying the calculated value with 100. Post that, we would like to sys out discount percentage. So I can use different kind of operands and operators. Listing and selling are the operands, doing the subtraction and finding out the difference, and after that will be divided by the listing price and then multiplied, depending upon what kind of iteration you wanted to perform. And now let me run this program. So you can see that this is the discount percentage I received. I have already discussed the formatting. So here in this example, you can use a format percent iteration, which is the number format that you can take that library to convert this into the percentage. I also wanted to calculate the result, where result equals to if listing price is greater than selling price or not. So here you can print sys out that my result is being evaluated. So this will return a Boolean result whether my listing price is greater than the selling price or not. So these operands and operators helps in performing the different calculation, comparison and evaluation. So here you can see that I am getting the expected answer, that is true. Yes, my listing price is greater than selling price. That depends what kind of operation you wanted to perform. Depending upon that, we decide what activities that needs to be taken. And here you can see that here evaluations and calculations are getting performed, and here the comparison takes place. I hope the arithmetic operations and how do we use them in real time is clear to everyone. Let's understand the next type of operator. Until next time, stay tuned. Thank you. Hello everyone, Bhavna Gunwani this side. Today in this session we will talk about relational operators, which are also known as conditional operators. They helps in decision making applications. So let's understand with an example. We have a problem statement where we need to write down a program to check whether a salesperson has earned a profit, loss, or no profit, no loss. If the selling price is greater than the cost price, then it's a profit. It's a very general phenomena. If the cost price is greater than selling price, then it's a loss. And if both are equal, then it's no profit, no loss. These are the relational operators or comparison operators that we have: greater than, less than, greater than or equals to, less than or equals to, and not equals to. Different programming aspects have different iterations. In some of the programming, not equals to is denoted by exclaim and assignment, or in some of the programming languages, greater than and less than, both symbols denotes equally as in not equals to operator. So let's understand with the help of an example. So we have to know the selling price and cost price of an article. So let's jump float selling price equals to 12,000. Let's consider this as an integer. And then we have the cost price 10,000. I said if selling price is greater than cost price, then it's a profit. Else if cost price is greater than selling price, it's a loss. Else no profit, no loss. We already discussed the conditions in our previous sessions. There is no need to put the condition for the otherwise, because if both conditions are not true, then both would be equals to, and then we have put the else part, that is an otherwise part. Let's try to run this up. So user has earned a profit. If you will keep it like 10,000, 12,000 and 13,000, there would be a loss. And if you would keep it like both would be equal, then there is no profit, no loss. This can also be written with the help of nested condition. You can keep this if else block in the otherwise block. This is how it works. I hope you have a clear picture where and how to use these conditional operators, which are also known as relational operators. Until next time, stay tuned. Thank you. Hello everyone, Bhavna Gunwani this side. Today in this session we will talk about logical operators that are used to check if an expression given is true or false, and they are performed on two Boolean expressions, that is and, or, and not. Let's try to understand with the help of an example. Here we have a problem statement that a user is only allowed to make a purchase when he or she is logged in and email is verified and card info that he or she has provided is valid. If any of the following is missing, then you need to stop the purchase. So here all the conditions needs to be satisfied. If any one is missing, we need to stop the purchase. So we have a logical operator comes in, that is and, or, and not. And says all the Boolean expressions needs to be satisfied, or says that any one of the condition has to be satisfied out of two or more Booleans, and not is the opposite of the condition. So let's try to achieve this with the help of an example. Here I'll take three variables: is logged in, let's say it's true, is email verified, which is also true, and card info provided and valid, which is also true, because as per the condition all the Boolean expressions should be true. Now what I'll do is I'll check with the help of logical operator. As I told you, and says all conditions has to be true. If is logged in is true, and is email verified is also true, and card info is also true, then it will print you are allowed to make a purchase otherwise sys out, stop the purchase. Okay, let's try to run the program now. So you can see that it is allowed to make a purchase. If I make a false to any one of the condition, we would see that the and condition gets false and I'll stop the purchase. So and says all the conditions has to be satisfied. This one, and this one, and all are true at a moment. Most of you guys ask that, Bhavna, why can't we write like is true is equals to true or something? So guys, when I am not writing anything equals to true or equals to false or something, if there is any condition, obviously we need to write down the relational operator. But if not, then it's not mandatory to write down, because by default it checks for the Boolean value. And at this example, we already have a Boolean expressions and the Boolean variables itself. So there is no need to extend the expression. We can just simply write the Boolean variable which opt up the value. I hope it's clear to all of you. Let's try to understand with the help of one more example. Here we have another case study. Allow a user to access the course if he or she is logged in from Google or logged in from Google, email or Facebook one at a time. So what I will do is I will take up Boolean, whether he or she is logged in from which device, email, Facebook, but he is not logged in from Google. So I'll check here. If he or she is logged in from Google, email, Facebook or Google, any one of them, then print sys out login success, otherwise login failed. So although email and Facebook both are true, but even the one is true, the login will pass. Login success. Let's say I keep only email true, rest all are false, still my login would be pass, because one of them has to be true, right? I do have one more operator, that is not. Not is the other opposite of the condition. Email is true. Let's keep my email false by putting and. Now all the conditions are considering as a false, so there would be a login failed. I hope the case studies and as per that how to code it, how to understand the scenario and consider into the programming is clear to everyone. Until next time, stay tuned. Thank you. Hello everyone, Bhavna Gunwani this side. Today in this session we will talk about conditional operator, which is also known as ternary operator, to assigning a value to an expression post evaluation of a condition, and allows you to translate multiple lines of code like if else block into a single line, or I should say that it is a way to write a single line of condition instead of if else block. Let's try to understand with the help of an example. Here we have a case study. Show user a sign out button if he is authenticated or login. Otherwise, show him login or sign up button. So here you can see that a very basic condition is there. For example, I have a Boolean expression authenticated. If it is true, I'm checking that if user is authenticated, then we need to display sign out button, else we need to display sign in button. So you can see that although it's very simple, but these are the 4 lines of code just to check a very basic condition that we can overcome with the help of conditional ternary operator. It's an alternative syntax. So here we write first of all the condition. If condition is true, then the true expression needs to be evaluated. Otherwise, false expression needs to be evaluated. This is how it works. Let's try to write this case study with the help of this conditional operator. So this is the first approach that you can apply with. In the second approach, I am using ternary operator. I said I have a variable is authenticated. Already I have authenticated variable. I can directly check. If user is authenticated, then assign sign out button. Otherwise, assign sign in button. And this needs to be assigned to a variable. Here I am using a result variable. You can also directly print it into the sys out, but I am assigning and then printing. So you can see that a complete iterations can be returned in a one line of code, whether the user needs to display the sign out button or sign in button. So this is how the ternary operator works. The execution order of ternary operator is also from left side to the right side. It is an alternative for applying if-else and the nested if-else statements also, in case we have a condition on condition 2. I hope it's clear to all of you. Until next time, stay tuned. Thank you.